What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're back with, I feel like I can make this a little series, you know what I'm saying? What it's like being black in Sweden. The first girl, Miss Athena, she kind of gave her experience on living in Sweden growing up. I think she said she currently lives in LA. So now we got Miss Chantel. And I think she is currently living in Sweden. So this is going to be definitely very interesting to see her perspective. Because sometimes it's all about perspective. Everybody's going to be treated differently, you know. So, but you just never know everybody's experience until they tell you. Everybody experienced different things. But we finna check this out. I mean, obviously, she must love Sweden to be there and to be living there. So we finna check this out. I think this is more like a little vlog type. So maybe she might give us something on the spot. We might see a little something. So y'all hit that subscribe button. Send us a recommendation so I can check it out. But hey, let's jump into it.
Yeah, representing Jamaica here.
Oh, Jamaica.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk a little bit about my experience being black in Sweden. So let's do that. I was in Sweden for 5.5 months, and the last time society checked, or I checked, I'm black. So why not do a video about my experience being a black woman while in Sweden? So
she said,
first and foremost, I must say that I like Sweden. I like Sweden as a country. There's a lot going for it. Sweden is like a cheesecake that is just baked so good. I would want to go back to Sweden for sure, especially to travel like the mountains there and see more of the nature, as in like hiking and stuff like that. First main thing in Sweden that I had to get used to was people staring at me. I am that type of person, and I know a lot of people are like this. Unless you want attention, unnecessary attention or unwanted attention is just one of the most awkward things. So right off the bat, I realized just walking through the streets in Sweden, going to a supermarket, going to restaurants, people stared at me. And the worst thing about it is that a lot of Swedish people, I don't know how to say it, but it's like you can't really read their face. So it's not like when I went to Italy or Peru and people stared at me, is that you could almost see the emotion in their face. But for Swedish people, what I experienced is that it was just blank. It was, the expression is blank. So imagine having people.
Okay, so they probably just looking like, you know, I feel like sometimes, you know, not everybody kind of show emotion when they look at people. I mean, I think somebody even said in the comment, like, most time you stare at people, it don't matter what color you are with you. Like, people are gonna stare, especially if they just see, maybe they seeing you for the first time or seeing somebody for the first time and like,
blank. It was, the expression like what they see. Is blank. So imagine having people staring at you unwantedly, plus you can't read why they're staring. For example, a Swedish person while I'm walking down the street would stare at me like this, and then when I catch them staring at me, then they'll look away like this, as if I don't know. But the thing is, someone,
I feel like that's everywhere. Most people do it. You catch somebody, you can almost feel eyes upon you, and you look at them, they don't, you know, they turn their,
and they'll look away like this, as if I don't know. But the thing is, someone said to me that maybe it was because of my hair, because this was the hairstyle that I had for about 2 months that I was in Sweden, the first 2 months. But the thing is, I also had this hairstyle as well, because in April I cut my hair, so I no longer wore this hairstyle. I cut my hair, and also I decided to just go full natural with my hair. So I had short hair, and I still got stared at. So the person who said it was the hair, it wasn't the hair. And I think I also have that unique perspective, because I experienced the staring with this hairstyle, with this hair, and also experienced the staring with basically no hair.
I see, this is a simple, I ain't gonna lie, this is, you know, this is a typical black woman hairstyle right now. Hey, me, I done seen some girls, they got red, green, yellow hair, big hair type. That would make you stare. Her hairstyle right now, I feel like it's pretty normal, but I seen some wild hairstyles in my life, and you just had to stare. Like, I seen a woman, she looked like she had like a little bird nest type thing going on in her hair type thing. But You know, people, you know, you like your own hairstyle, but some hairstyles could draw attention. Some, like I said, this is pretty normal black woman hairstyle.
Hair, and also experience staring with basically no hair at all. Second thing, and this is a little bit frustrating to me because I don't live in Sweden. I'm not Swedish, but I can imagine what black Swedish people go through. So when I go into a store, what usually happens to me 95% of the time is that people just start speaking English. So in Sweden, a lot of people speak English. Majority, I think 85% of the population speaks English and speaks English fairly well. So going into a store and someone, like, I'm going up to the counter and they just start speaking English. Hi, how may I help you? Are you paying with card or cash, or is that the only items you want to get? And then I usually ask myself, like, how would you know that I'm not Swedish, you know? And I observe that white people that go in front of me, they approach them first with Swedish instead of English. So I know that
that's a pretty interesting perspective, you know. But I feel like, yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. I think it just, you know, definitely gotta. I guess since that would be the first language, kind of approach it and just have that person give you feedback type thing. But it is pretty interesting though. That's pretty interesting. That's a good. I feel like that's a good topic of discussion for that experience, you know.
Instead of English. So I know that it's probably 100% frustrating to black Swedish born citizens who probably go through that quite often. So, and I think those type of things is less overt, but it's a little bit frustrating because if I was Swedish and I was living in Sweden, wouldn't that be annoying that every time I go to a store, or 95% of the times I go into a store, people are gonna be talking with me in English because they assume that I'm not from there, I couldn't be from there because I'm black or because I'm a person of color. One other experience that I had while being black in Sweden that gave me a little bit of a unique experience to talk about this is that I studied in Sweden for the 5.5 months that I was there. So I also got to experience what it was like studying among Swedish students, being in a classroom among Swedish students, engaging in discussions. And I kind of put myself in the fire because I studied global studies in Sweden, and one of the topics, yeah, we had to discuss a lot about stuff from race to slavery to gender to feminism and stuff like that. And I'm a very strong opinionated person. I like to voice my opinions as well. So when it came to the classes about race, thankfully, I have to say first of all that we had an amazing main lecturer on that topic. She's a lecturer from India, and she laid out to the Swedish students how she has experienced overt and not so overt racism in Sweden. And surprisingly, a lot of the Swedish students were extremely blown away and extremely surprised, and some of them slightly didn't want to really believe what she was saying. And the thing is, when I related my experience while in Sweden, that people stare at me and I do feel different as a black person, I kind of got a little bit of teeny weeny backfire. When I say I got a teeny weeny bit of backlash, is because like when the Swedish students, like the Swedish classroom that I experienced wasn't or isn't as engaging compared to the Jamaican classroom. Like in Jamaican classroom, things can get really heated, sis, like heated.
That's what I noticed when I got to college. Like when it comes to discussion, people take that seriously because you're free to voice your own opinion. But I feel like that's kind of everywhere though, because usually when you give your opinion or experience something, most people will try to disagree or most people will agree. So I feel like that's kind of everywhere type thing. It just depends on the topic.
It can get really heated, sis, like heated. But Swedish students, they never sort of defend their point to an extent where it's really heated and juicy. So it's like people will disagree with you, but it's never in a listen, you're totally wrong, you've never experienced that, you this, you that. It's mostly subtle disagreement, but they're trying to express their opinion in a politically correct way. I hope I'm explaining this right, but I did get the backlash, but it wasn't like a Jamaican backlash, but it was a Swedish version of a backlash. And also on that point, it's safe to say that sometimes I realize in Sweden some people are living in this bubble. There is a huge pride in the country, what it has achieved regarding human rights and stuff like that, but there is definitely work to be done, because it's not all that of a utopia. Nowhere is a utopia. Nowhere will ever be a utopia, and thus no country should ever promote themselves as a utopia, or no citizen should.
She can really say the same thing about the U.S. because down here, I feel like most people get sold on, oh, you know, land of the free, home of the brave type, but freedom ain't free. It come at a price, and an expensive price down here. It's crazy.
No country should ever promote themselves as a utopia, or no citizen should ever accept that false idea that their country is a utopia. There's always things that needs to be improved on. So overall, as I said, I love my experience in Sweden. It was amazing, and these experiences as a black person didn't come every day. Most days it was fine, it was chill. I got used to it after a certain time. After 2 weeks or so, it's like I got used to the stares. I'm like, yes, are you looking at me? Like, are you looking at me? That was like my vibe after the first 2 weeks. But there are some days where you're just like, bad hair day, probably menstrual cycle going on day, I don't want to talk to you day, I don't want to exist day, I just want to walk and no one see me, but people are gonna see you. So, but overall, as I said, my experience in Sweden was really good. I really liked it, but also at the same time, it is a little bit different as a black person, and I found that it is important to highlight that. But overall, the country is a great country. There's a lot going for Sweden, and I must applaud them for a lot that they have done as a country, and a lot of value that they put on their citizens and stuff like that. A lot of things that they have accomplished, and kudos to you, Sweden. And for all the black people traveling to Sweden or living in Sweden, I would love to know in the comments below, what do you think about the experiences that I've laid out here? Have you experienced anything similar? And if you're a Swedish person or non-Swedish person living in Sweden, I'd like you to tell me, what do you think about my experiences? Do you also think that, okay, maybe I'm overthinking things a little bit? Or do you think, wow, maybe, you know, I didn't know that these things actually happened, or people actually stared or stuff like that?
I feel like she proposed some good questions right there, because really sometimes too, it just depends on where you're at, you know. Like most time people will stare because people will see, like I can go to a new town right now and people gonna look at me because I may look like I'm not from there, you know. So I feel like it depends on where you at. It will
know that these things actually happened, or people actually stared or stuff like that. I really want to know in the comment section below. Definitely relate some things to me. I want to know for sure. And thank you for watching this video, guys. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you can know when I post a video. And if you're not new to my channel, you're a returning subscriber, thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to this journey with you on my YouTube channel. So stay safe, guys. I hope you're doing well during this pandemic. Stay cool, stay chill, stay fired up, and see you in my next video. Bye.
Okay, I like that. Oh, snap. Got articles.
Trotting to medicine at Dartannon, where one of the Jamaicans lives, and We're gonna get his story why he came to Sweden. I'm just joking. This looks like a nice BBC reporting from the blizzard in Gothenburg. I'm Shanta Walters.
Okay. I feel like that was pretty good. That was pretty definitely can definitely see some differences in experience from somebody that actually grew up, born and raised in Sweden versus somebody that was, I guess we can say, studying abroad, you know, from another country going into Sweden, you know. And I feel like it's just you definitely got to respect people's opinions and their experience, you know. Like sometimes we don't know until we put into a situation how it might make a person feel though. But like I said in the last video, like they didn't disrespect the country, like they love it, you know. If they didn't love it, they probably wouldn't have made this video, just expressing like their different experience, but they're just like, you know, it's still a great country and what they do for their citizens is a great thing, you know. So but it's always gonna be problems everywhere you go, to be honest. Like no matter where you live, no matter where you at, there's always something going on because everybody don't think the same, everybody wasn't raised the same. So you definitely just gotta, it's one of those things, you just gotta continue to be kind to yourself, continue to love and do those things. Even if other people lack those things, just don't forget what you know, you know. You keep doing it. No matter how many people hate you, no matter how people send you negative, keep doing what you doing. That's the most important thing. Long as you know, you still got to do it. Because some people don't know. And if they know, they still have a choice to make, you know. But definitely like that. That was real good. Y'all let me know in the comments below what you think. Definitely, I feel like it was definitely different because the different experience. So I proposed some new questions out there. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I have for this video. Y'all hit that subscribe button, send down those recommendations, and hey, y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.